Hey, what's up everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. Welcome to today's live stream. Today I'm going to be showing you basically the only book you'll ever need, I think for the rest of your life if you choose to, for advanced finger piano exercises. Advanced independent finger piano exercises, sorry about that. It's this book right here. All right, I know it's kind of reversed right here, but let me read it out loud. Exercises for Independence of the Fingers by Isidor Philipp. So going to be kind of reviewing it. I'll give you some benefits, some cons, some ideas on how to practice, some advice that I would use if I was practicing on my own as well. And then, yeah, I think I'll try to wrap it up, make this a quick one. Yeah, so let's just get right into it. One second here. Okay, so just a little brief background on this book, and just the briefest background ever. Isidor Philipp, he's kind of a important historical figure in piano technique. He might have even written some music, I don't really know too well, but this is the book that he was mainly known for. And actually, there's another one here as well. He wrote two of these, but in my opinion, you really only need one, unless you're kind of like a piano practice technique geek like I am. You can go ahead and get both of them as well. Anyway, and also I just want to make clear that you should not be attempting these exercises if you're starting out or a beginner, or even getting into intermediate. I think it's going to be way beyond the scope of what you're going to be able to do. You really have to wait until you become more advanced to be able to tackle something like this. So it's just my opinion. I think if you try it out, it could cause a lot more harm than good. So yeah, I can't really like tell you not to try it out, but yeah, that's really what I honestly think. So now let's get into some of the benefits of this. The biggest benefit is that it's free. It's in the public domain. So I actually have these copies. Just like I'd prefer to have something like in person. Sometimes I don't really like to read digital scores and whatnot. But I'll include links to both in the description below after the live stream is over. So if you want to download it for free online, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead and purchase it, you can do that as well. I haven't really even checked in a while. There might not even be a link for this, but you know, if I find one, I'll put it down there. So yeah, the benefit is free and it's online. The other thing is that it's what, over, if I'm taking a look at this here, it's like over 20 pages of these exercises, and each page has about, I mean, some of these pages have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 20 exercises like on one page. So if you do the math on that's a lot. So you'll never run out of anything, enough exercises. In fact, there might be too many for you to choose from. The other thing is that it's useful because you're also able to transpose these to as many different keys. You can go through all the keys. That's what they suggest anyway, what he's suggesting here, practicing them in all the keys. So not just one key. If you know, well, yeah, I guess you could kind of, I mean, I guess that's one of the hard things, is being able to take this and transpose it in every single key. But since it's in a fixed position, then it's really not that hard to do. The negative parts of this, the cons of this, is that it's not a quick fix. This thing, if you practice these, I think it'll take some time before you really start to reap the benefits. You want to think of it as kind of planting a seed or something like that. Poetic, right? The other thing is that it could get pretty repetitive, could get boring after time, although there are some things I can suggest to keep you from getting to that level. Other thing too is that each one of these exercises usually are within a fixed range, so you're just going to stay within, like, usually like maybe an octave, maybe a little bit higher than an octave. So it's not like up and down on the keyboard like most repertoire. So it's in fixed positions, if you want to think of it that way. And you know, I'm not sure how much concrete evidence is out there that this actually is necessary to become really good. You can file this under, like for myself, it's something that I did. I can't really say that it helped, but I can't really say that it didn't help, because I did a lot of these exercises anyway. I didn't go through the whole book, you know. At one point I was like, that's enough, I was getting tired of it, and I just stopped. But that's not to say I might not pick this up, you know, like maybe by the end of the year again, because doing this live stream is kind of inspiring me to maybe try it out one more time. And the other thing too is if you have the wrong approach, it could turn you into a very mechanical player. And the whole point of piano playing is not to play mechanically like a robot, like perfect notes and technique. Technique is not about playing perfect notes and the hard stuff out there and playing with rhythm and all that too. You want to be able to play like a human being, expressively, emotionally, and all that. So this is something to help you get there. But if you do it the wrong way, you're just going to turn into a pretty robotic piano player. Now, how to practice, you have some instructions here as well. So if you just take the first one, I'm going to demo some of these for you. Let's go to the second page. Well, actually the first one right here. So if I'm taking the first series, right off the first page, here is, it's basically this chord right here. And what it is telling you to do is, I mean, this first one here, you're holding down the thumb. And you're going to go through all the keys as, like so, right? All these different patterns. I haven't done this in forever, so yeah. I mean, the benefit is you get to know each key like really well as well. Let's do one more, maybe a couple more. So I'm looking at the second page and fourth exercise. So I'm just going to hold this octave. This one is, you're playing the first three keys in the middle. Something like this. It's harder than it looks. Not if I hope I'm making it look easy, but all these different types of positions, right? If I flip on the head, and they're not all notes where you just hold one key. Like this one right here, I'm looking at the 11th page. You're playing, it's the same chord, by the way, this right here. So you're playing the thumb, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he does specify certain tempos, but if you're going to try this out, you definitely want to do very, very slow in the beginning until you get used to it. Let's do one more. This is number 16 off of this page. So here's 2, 1, 4, 5, 3. It's kind of a brain twister in a way. Yeah, so it could be kind of difficult to do, but look at this. We're 20 pages of this stuff, so you will never run out of stuff to practice. Yeah, some of them are at quicker tempos, some of them are at slower tempos, but you definitely want to avoid doing faster practice if it's starting to hurt. Avoid pain whatsoever. Just totally avoid it. Don't play with pain, period, okay? So that's how to practice. I didn't go into different key, both hands, by the way. That was just one hand. So if you took this, right, you could do parallel motion. That's contrary motion, going in opposite directions. If you do parallel. Sorry. So yeah, you can do the left hand at the same time. You know, it might be a bit much in the beginning, so my advice would be to practice hands separately. So some more advice is that this should not, I don't think this should be the core of your piano technical practice. For one thing, it's going to drive you crazy if you do this stuff all day long. It should just be supplemental stuff. You should be doing other things as well if you're just doing pure technique, like scales, arpeggios, etudes, maybe, you know, like air training, musical progressions, things like that. So don't just make this the main thing. It's going to drive you nuts. But it's not really, it's not like real music in a way. You're not practicing music. These like exercises. You don't want to spend all day doing exercises. And there's so much in here that it's really okay to just focus on a few. So again, that might keep you from wanting to buy the book. You know, just look online. IMSLP, by the way, that's the link. Not the link, but the website that it's stored on. So you can just stick with a few. If you get bored, you can just immediately go to another one, just anytime. Like you'll never run out of fresh, I guess, new exercises to practice. I use the same approach when I'm reading a book. If I get bored with one book, I just read another book. I'm reading like 5 books at the same time. It works for me. Yeah, so you just immediately switch when you get bored, or you could just practice a completely different random exercise every day, maybe just one a day or something like that. You can fit it into your practice in a way that works for you. You can practice again. You can. You know, one thing that you can maybe just focus only on your non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so I could just practice my left hand more, right? You could do that. Or if you're left-handed, you can practice your right hand more. And then that's basically it, though. And again, just the last bit of suggestions here is that to use this very sparingly. You don't need to really do it a lot. I hope I made that clear. And also, on this piano, it's a little bit different because if I'm doing technical work like scales and arpeggios, I just press down. It's kind of not forcefully, but all the way down to the bottom key. So I'm not really doing anything musically. But if I had a better piano, one that's not so old, one that's more sensitive, if you have a good piano as well, or maybe you should just do this in general, is that practice musically, right? So if you're doing something like this, try to like phrasing it. You can do different like dynamics. And so you can come up with a lot of things to do. I mean, it's really good because the good thing, another good thing about this book is that sometimes he'll have accents on different fingers. So, he will never leave a finger behind. Like he'll put accents on every finger, so you work them out, right? Last bit of a warning here, just again, always be careful about, I talked about this last week, be careful about your fourth finger. Don't overdo it. And if you get to some exercises here where you're working on a fourth finger a lot, that's something to be really, really careful about. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's just something with anatomy. So don't overdo the fourth finger. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, but that's basically it for today's video. Just the one book if you want advanced finger independence exercises for piano. It's the only book you will ever need for the rest of your life. 2 sets if you're so inclined to go through the entire literature. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. If you try it out, let me know if it was working for you, or if it's not working for you, let me know anyway. In any case, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend and happy practicing.